And we have returned. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. It's a rather short song this time around. That is Nobody Cooled It from the Death Road to Canada soundtrack, which is short tune, good tune, although practically every song off that soundtrack is great. What can I say? But yes, welcome back to the stream, and welcome back to you, Rolls, seeing as how you're there. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Yeah, so here we are, back again. My god, it's actually been only a week since I last streamed. God, regular. Sort of, kind of, yeah. Now, if I wanted to keep more of a regular schedule, I'd actually finally be streaming more Legend Rune today, but that's not happening, apparently. But no, we are going to carry on with a little bit of Zomboid, and the main reason behind that is I've been meaning to play more of that, but I haven't had the chance to, and they've updated it since the last time I streamed it. And I think the last time I played it, because I don't think I've played any, well, let's see, Steam will tell me. I haven't played any Zomboid since June 26th, and I think they've updated it. Yeah, they updated it a few days after that. I don't know 100%, I can't think of 100% what it was that they changed. I think they changed some of the graphical things, like fire, and I think the ragdoll physics have been changed a little bit again. Well, hell, I can just click on this and see. They've mainly added new changes to the map. I think that's the big thing. So they've added general improvements, and they've added street names to the map, so the streets have names now. Which, I don't know how much that's going to really affect things currently, but when they eventually introduce multiplayer again, which I have to admit, I've never played this game multiplayer, it should make it a little bit easier to give other people in your server directions to be like, I need to go here. But yeah, they've updated a couple of little things, so. But anyway, the main reason why I want to dive into it is I want to see if it broke my save, because the last couple of times they updated it, it didn't. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't this time, and it would be tragic if the one that I've been streaming that's actually been going rather well, that gets borked the hell and back. Also, it's incredibly goddamn warm. We've entered the time of the year where I just positively melt, and alcohol apparently is going to work to help that. No, it's not. It's going to make things worse, but, you know, it's nice. It's nice. I know I'm normally a fellow who enjoys more of a darker beer, but I don't know, something about weather like this kind of makes me feel like Radlers are the way to go, so. Hello, Ticket. Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day, and hopefully you're not finding it as goddamn warm as I am. Though you might be. You might be. No, you are. Apparently you are. Yeah, we've got all the windows and everything open here too, but it's just, it's brutal. It's brutal. Yes. You're roasting. I feel like I'm being slowly cooked. Oh, also, I have to point out the glass I'm using because on the Discord, on the Discord yesterday, you know, the Discord that I pretty much never use, somebody, Baked, was apparently going around on Google Maps, and he happened to land on Newfoundland, and he's like, is it true there's a spot in Newfoundland called Dildo? I was like, yes, there is, and then, Jerogi ended up coming out, was like, yeah, and I have one of the beer glasses from that place, and sure enough. You thought the meat sweats was bad, but this is insane. Yeah, no, it's rough, man. It's rough. Now, the meat sweats on top of incredibly humid, warm weather, that's just the heights of bullshittery. But yeah, and I was trying to look up, like, more strange Newfoundland place names, because I'm positive there was one I saw on a map years ago, and I tried looking it up and I couldn't find it, because I think they may have slightly changed certain names over the years. Dildo has remained the same. Yeah, Come By Chance. Come By Chance is another one. It's not quite as strange, but it is fairly odd if you're not used to the lingo. The funny thing about Dildo is I think it's had that name since possibly the late 1700s, but nobody knows why. The most common story I've heard is that it was named after a part of a ship, maybe, or like a boat. But I don't know that for certain. Little island called Ramya. Well, I mean, it's Ramia, but still, at the same time, it does have a little bit of an odd sound, doesn't it? There was one in particular I saw on a map years ago that I'm positive this was an actual place, but I haven't. It had to have a cover story, but we all know. I'm positive this was an actual place, but I wasn't able to find it during a brief search around on the map. I do have family from Ramia. That's true. That's where my mother's family came from. But I remember a spot called it was called Piss Pot Hill. I'm almost positive I saw this on a map somewhere, and I don't know. I don't know where it is anymore. But I mean, you've also got places called Jobat's Arm. I think there was a spot called Spread Eagle. I am pretty sure there was a spot called Granny's Hole. Yeah. There's a number of them that sound incredibly dirty. Hibbs Hole, I know that's another one. I know the common... have a trail called Blackhead, what we were thinking of when that happened. Also a good point. I don't know, maybe somebody was having some real problems with their nose, you know? Lord knows I got enough blackheads up there. But at the same time, there's also a couple that are like weird bastardizations of... Because, I mean, you've got a bunch of town names or place names that were given to the areas from, like, the French and the Portuguese and stuff like that, and then it kind of becomes anglicized as years go on. One that on the maps is still in French is called Bay d'Espoir. That's how it should be pronounced, which essentially is, like... I mean, it's only partially in French, so basically it's like the Bay of Hope or something like that. Except ask anyone around here and they'll always call it Bay Despair. Which is the exact opposite of the intent of the name, you know? But hey. I remember a common joke back in the day is that, what was this, like, oh, where do you find Jobat's Arm? It's halfway up Hibbs Hole. It's not, actually. I don't think the two places are that close to each other, but still. Maps calls Torbay Tabay. Oh god, yeah. If you want to really get into it, like Google Maps or GPS systems, you know, the ones that actually have a voice attached to it, it's hilarious trying to drive around here and have that describe to you the places you're going to. I used to live off of and work off of Logie Bay Road. Oh yeah, and I cannot pronounce Newfoundland at all. Quite frequently we're New Finland, which I didn't realize, you know, we were that tightly connected to Finland. But most things like that, I always heard it pronounced Logie Bay Road as... Logie is called Laji, yeah. Like, it's called Laji Bay Road or something like that. It's like, go up Laji Bay Road. Oh, Lagaby. Lagaby Road? Something like that. But anyway, it's great. It's great listening to how absurd a lot of these places sound. God, I'm trying to think of some more off the top of my head. There's a lot of really religious sounding names that also sound very strange, like if... Okay, you're gonna send me a voice of it in Discord? Alright, yeah, okay. Yeah, because, again, I'm used to hearing people pronounce it as Laji, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, there's a number of areas called Conception Bay, for example, and I mean, that is, like, meant to be as if the Immaculate Conception, I guess, but at the same time... I don't know. I feel like it's really fun just to go on a map and look around the weird place names. Like, I imagine that, I'm pretty sure there are a number of places that are just simply called Hell. And then there's the famous town, and I think it's Germany or Austria, called Fucking. That sign ended up getting stolen so many times. I think they either specifically took it down or they've placed a heavy-duty sign that cannot be taken out of the ground anymore because people kept stealing the damn thing. Place names are fun, is what I'm saying. Put me on the track of that. Oh yeah, the glass and the fact that apparently you have street names in Zomboid now. That I think that was part of the thing. Anyway. Okay, I think you're actually going to be able to hear this over the stream, so let's play this and see what it says.
Whenever you're driving down the Ogie Bay Road, it's called La Gibi. La Gibi. Really? La Gibi.
And there we go. Ticket has told us exactly it's La Gibi. Thank you for confirming that. Some of your favorites near you are Knoblich, Missouri, Cooter, Missouri, Success, Arkansas, which is anything but successful. Oh yeah, no. I know Newfoundland has a lot of weird place names, but it doesn't exactly corner the market on that. Everybody has some weird fucking place names. I'd really like to know where they came up with Knoblich, Missouri from. Is that how you sound? I mean, a little bit that's how you sound. Believe me, you stream long enough, and I feel like you've been at it long enough now that you should know that your voice never sounds how you think it sounds. Success, Arkansas is just over the border from Missouri to Arkansas. It's like 2 rundown farms and an even further rundown cemetery. So what you're telling me is it's a place that's probably truly, truly haunted, but also the ghosts are bored, is what I'm getting out of that. They're haunting nothing, essentially. And I feel like one of these... You mean you got a ghost in Fort Amherst? Why? You don't have to look too far to find ghosts around here, either. Though I imagine that ghost is also pretty bored. Let's be real. Missouri, though. Oh, God. You love going to haunted places? Well, like I said, you can just throw a rock and you'll find haunted places around here. I don't remember precisely the story, but there's a house on the corner not too far from here that I think was at one point considered the most haunted house in the city. But, yeah. Pretty sure there's somebody living there right now, though. I don't think I could just barge in and ask them where the ghost's at. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, Zomboid. I was going to play Project Zomboid.